In English, it's kind of crazy how just a few small words can totally change what you're trying to say. Today, we're going to tackle three phrases that sound almost the same, but trust me, they're worlds apart. If you can get this right, you're going to sound so much more natural. So let's dive in. Okay, so take a look at these two sentences. I used to live there, and I'm used to living there. I mean, they look almost identical, right? But one is talking about the past, and the other is all about the present. Nailing this difference, it's a massive step towards sounding way more fluent. And here it is, laid out, plain and simple. Over on the left, used to live is all about something that's over, a fact from your past. But on the right, am used to living describes how you feel right now. It's what's become normal for you. See? Totally different ideas. So let's break them down one by one. All right, first up, let's talk about the one you've probably seen the most, used to plus a verb. Think of this as your personal grammar time machine. It's how we talk about things we did or situations that were true in the past but are completely, totally finished now. So the main thing you've got to remember is this. Used to always creates a contrast between the past and the present. It's basically a shorthand way of saying this is how things were, but they aren't like that anymore. And it works for old habits, things you did over and over, or even just states of being that are done and dusted. And these examples really make it pop. I used to have long hair. What does that imply? That I have short hair now. Or he used to smoke. Yeah, that means he quit. Every single time you see that connection, a fact from the past that highlights a change in the present. Okay, pay attention here, because this is where a lot of people trip up. It's a super common mistake. When you're making a negative sentence or asking a question, that little D on the end of used just vanishes. It becomes didn't used to and did you used to. Why? Well, because the word did is already doing the heavy lifting. It's already showing us it's the past tense, so use can just chill out in its base form. Now, there's actually another way we can talk about the past, and that's by using the word would. This one is a little different. It's less about just stating a dry fact and more about, painting a picture. It's absolutely perfect for storytelling. And this slide shows the most important difference you have to remember. Used to is pretty flexible. It works for states, like I used to live in Scotland, and for actions, like I used to walk to school. But would? Nope. Would is only for repeated actions. You just can't say, I would live in Scotland. It sounds wrong. It just doesn't work for states. Just listen to how this example sounds. When I was a student, we would often have a drink after class on a Friday. It just feels nostalgic, right? Like someone's reminiscing, telling you a little story. That phrase, we would often have a drink. It's all about a repeated action, a little routine they had. That's the sweet spot for using would. Okay, let's hit the brakes for a second and completely switch gears. We're about to look at a phrase that sounds almost the same, but grammatically and in its meaning, it's on a different planet. We're talking about be used to, and this one has nothing to do with the past. It's all about what feels normal to you right now. So the whole idea behind be used to is being accustomed to something. And notice the structure. It's always followed by a noun or a verb with that ing ending. The core feeling it conveys is, yeah, this might have been weird at first, but now it's just normal. No big deal. And look how flexible this is. You can say, I'm used to getting up early. That describes a routine that's now normal for you. You can use it with a simple noun, like I'm used to the rain. And get this, it even works for the future. You could totally say, soon I'll be used to driving in London. See? Super useful. But wait a second. What about the process? That journey from, whoa, this is strange, to, yep, this is normal. Well, English has a perfect phrase for that too. Get used to. This breaks down that journey perfectly. Think of get used to as the action phrase. It's all about adaptation, the process of change itself. You start out, something feels new and weird, then you begin adapting. Over time, it gets more familiar, until finally, bam, you've gotten used to it. And this example just captures that whole journey beautifully. It took me a few months to get used to living in Japan. You can almost feel that process, right? The gradual shift from everything feeling totally different to it finally just becoming normal. That is get used to in its natural habitat. Okay, wow. We've covered a ton of ground. So let's wrap it all up with a final cheat sheet so you can see everything side by side, nice and clear. And here it is, the final breakdown. Used to plus an infinitive verb for past habit or state that's completely finished. Would plus an infinitive for telling stories about repeated actions in the past. And be used to plus a verbing or a noun for something that feels totally normal and familiar to you right now. 3 distinct tools for 3 completely different jobs. So, to wrap this all up, I've got a question for you. Think about your own life for a second. What's something you got used to way faster than you thought you would? Maybe a new job, moving to a new place, or even just a new workout routine. Seriously, thinking about it in your own life is the absolute best way to make it stick. Thanks so much for joining me.